This is Yule Cup 2021 Season 1 Group C lower bracket round 2. So decision time. Light already made it out of Group C. Now it's between Soin and XiaoKai. They met before in the upper bracket. XiaoKai was able to get the win with 2-1. But Soin now is going to try to counter his opponent better and get the win here now. Farseer again. It's been almost exclusively Farseer today by Soin. We saw that in the Orc Mirror, and we saw that earlier against Undead. Almost always playing Farseer, he does it here again. Farseer with Grunts, not with Headhunters. And we see the Crypt Lord by XiaoKai again. Echo Isles normally gets vetoed most of the time by the Orcs. But here, Soin leaves it in the pool. Interesting choice. On Echo Isles, it can be hard to counter-expand. Can be hard to go into a macro game. Here, more than anywhere else, Orcs like to go for double racks all-in with Headhunters. But this is no Headhunters. This is just Farseer Grunts with a fast tech. And Soin looking to move into the opponent's main base, but there's a Nerub Tower upgrading there, not too much he can accomplish there probably. XiaoKai creeping the natural, gets the big boy Circlet of Nobility, the best item you could have hoped for. Oh, the wolf gets ensnared there, it's pretty unfortunate. Last hit steal would be a big deal. Oh, and he gets it. Soin gets the last hit steal with one of the wolves. That means it's much harder now for the Crypt Lord to get level 2. If the Crypt Lord gets every last hit, he needs only one more kill for the level up. That grunt is going to give him plenty of experience. That should be the level up then. That is a problem when playing Farseer grunts. Unlike with a Blade Master, you can't pop the grunt out. And losing that first grunt hurts a lot. That's painful. It's gonna be an Impale Surround of the Farseer! Oh my god. Is it though? Oof. Oof. Good movement by Soin, realizing he could perhaps escape going towards the left rather than towards the right. And XiaoKai, perhaps it's time to change course and go for a one-base tech. I imagine he started the one-base tech already, right? Yeah. We've been seeing this more and more. And that seems to be working out really well for the Crypt Lord, if you ask me. One base tech against Farseer. Just seems like the Farseer has a lot of trouble keeping up in the late game. And also keeping up creep-wise in the mid game. Tier 2 is finishing. Shadowhunter or TC? I think I really prefer seeing TC. Oh, Farseer sort of walked into that surround. That wasn't entirely necessary. Is he gonna get the Murloc? Yes, he is. Double Beast Fury again. I think some orcs feel too much the need to be aggressive with this opening. By staying tier 2, by going so heavy into Wyvern, by playing Shadowhunter aggressively. I think you can just as well play TC second, go creeping, and go tier 3. Ooh, the Farseer though. Ouch. Level up. Almost level 3. Or almost Impale mana, I mean. A little scary, a little scary. Wyvern are coming. Oh, it is the TC this time. Nice. I like that. Bit of a macro mistake here also by Soin earlier, not having made the shop in time. Normally you want to tech, second burrow, and then shop right away. Soin sort of forgot about it. But the Farseer is finally healing up now. And the Crypt Lord staffing back to the base. Of course, the DK second a lot later than the TC with the tech difference that we saw. But the creep speed is still much higher for XiaoKai. With the level 2 beetles, he can creep really, really effectively right now. There's the tier 3 by Soin. Yeah, I like his play here much more. Not playing so overly aggressive. Good scouting by XiaoKai. Told him that Soin was going to be arriving there in the north in a moment. There's no web yet for Soin, but it should be finished soon. And once it is, these Wyvern will have to be very careful. So most of the experience from the middle goes to Soin. He lost the Wyvern to creeps. Massive mistake. I imagine he was looking in the main, dealing with beetles or something. But still, on this level, you can't afford mistakes like that. Again, he's playing very aggressively here. I think you should just fall back with the TC, creep him up, and harass with a Farseer solo. Because now the Wyvern are starting to get ensnared. Or webbed, that is. Stomps are connecting well, though. Good job with those. And the one Wyvern that was webbed actually gets away. But this is kind of lucky for Soin. This could very easily go a lot worse. Oh, the Grunt is stuck as well. The Grunt is going down. And again, I feel like against this, I talked about this earlier, against this one-base Crypt Lord style, Soin it doesn't seem like he figured out how to play it. When he had the TC advantage, and he threatened the camp in the north and stole that away, that was great. But then he should have just fallen back. And I mean, I guess it's easy to say from my standpoint, from our standpoint. We have perfect vision. Whereas if you haven't practiced against a style like that from a first-person perspective, it's a lot harder to make these calls correctly. Oh, and that's a lot of dead peons in the main. Very tough to deal with all that peon harass and the creeping on the map at the same time. And so in here, this is becoming really expensive for him. He lost like 5 peons or something like that up there. And when you don't go... what's it called? Spirit Walkers. It's very hard to deal with these beetles easily. One thing you can always do with Wind Riders is fly into the economy, kill the Acolytes. 2 go down. That hurts a little bit. TC reaches level 3. Could perhaps try to kill some ghouls as well, but there's plenty of ghouls. Oh, and he misses the stomp. It's absolutely nothing. Right. Good kills here for Soin. By the end of the day, the Lich still survives and defends solo, kills off a Wyvern. And the DK and Crypt Lord can keep solo creeping. Not forced back. Which is really good for XiaoKai and a complete disaster for Soin. Well, I guess it's not a complete disaster. He's killing a lot of Acolytes. This is some big damage. Thank you, by the way, the second with the 49-month resub. It says, going into the 5th year with you guys. Thanks a lot for thousands of hours and entertainment. Thank you very much for the support, man. Much appreciated. Whenever I play on WO3 Champions against someone with a Chinese name, they always play strats like this. Have you guys noticed that before? It's always run bys, lame, economy harass every time. And this has been a lot of acolytes going down. You can see it reflected in the supply here for XiaoKai. He's not even got 40. And yeah, there's towers up, but every now and then Soin finds an opening to kill a little bit more. But the DK and Cryptlord are getting a ton of experience. They got pretty much the entire south of the map. Gonna get another big camp right there. Farseer and TC are 3, that's pretty good, but usually in the late game to have a chance you also need a Shadow Hunter for healing. And that Soin doesn't have. Beetles always burrowing, unburrowing. XiaoKai being very annoying with those. Soin may want to think about a Witch Doctor. And there we go. Beetles over and over and over. Oh, this could be a powerful creep jack as well. Soin creeping at the Merc right now. He's probably not going to expect this to come in, but actually camp is pretty much finished already. Item on the ground. Picks it up. Alright, in we go. TC needs to connect with a Stomp to protect the Wind Riders. And that Stomp does connect very well. Chain Lightning as well. Lightning Shield. Both players taking a lot of damage here on the army. Hard to say who it's better for. Oro's coming in again. Farseer in trouble, by the way. Has to TP out. TC level 4, but another Wind Rider goes down. They do die very fast. And it seems like XiaoKai is in a better position after this little skirmish. Can just push into the Orc base. There's no reinforced defenses here, so this would be very, very painful. Soin cannot afford to go for a counterattack. He has to defend right now. DK caught in the back of the base. Oh. That could be the opportunity that Soin was looking for. Oh my god, the DK. Is he just dead? He might be just dead. Mistake by XiaoKai. Mispositioning his DK super hard. He uses Death Pact to stay alive, but he's not going to survive. He's just... Oh, TP transfer. Oh, Stomp trying to prevent it. And the DK dies. It's the aura missing. That's a really big deal. Alright, this game has officially gotten very weird. Level 5 on the Crypt Lord though. Should certainly be Beetles, I would say. Farseer dies. Impale Nova. May have been level 3 Impale right there. TC taking heaps of damage as well. The shop is gone. No more potions for him. Nova coming through. Right clicks. TC dies and Soin loses another map to XiaoKai. That is the third one already today. And yeah, I think he just doesn't know how to properly deal with this one-base Crypt Lord. I think XiaoKai should just go straight up one-base Crypt Lord. I don't think he should even try to expand. Just go Crypt Lord and wait for Soin to overextend into you. That just seems to keep on happening over and over. Soin had a big tech lead. I think the only thing he needed to do was creep the TC, go tier 3, and go for the Shadow Hunter as well on tier 3. And then maybe he can have a good fight. But without Shadow Hunter, that can almost never work. At the same time, of course, hard on Echo Isles. Are you ever going to be able to level up that Shadow Hunter? Pretty unlikely. But on bigger maps, could definitely work out. Maps like Last Refuge, maps like Northern Isles. We also saw Turtle Rock before. Lots of choices here. Terrana Stand, the one map we didn't see today, right? Last Refuge, Turtle Rock, Northern Isles, Concealed, Echo. We didn't see AZ either. We're going to see the next map here soon. XiaoKai. He may have had no chance against Lawlight, but I guess nobody did. One step away now from making it through in second place. Would be our 4th player to do this, our first Chinese player. The first 3 to make it in the top 8 so far are Focus, Mikael, and Lawlight, all from South Korea. 3 different races so far. We're gonna add in one more grunt, one more orc, or one more undead here. And the map will again be Last Refuge. With Soin in the bottom left and XiaoKai in the top right. This time with a Ted Fiend build. Played that earlier on LR already. Would have liked to see him go Crypt Lord again. Crypt Lord, a couple of ghouls in the beginning. Creep up level 2. Although it can be pretty awkward creeping the merchant with skeletons and stuff. Blade Master, by the way. Oh, it is Crypt Lord. Hold the phone. It is Crypt Lord against Blade Master. Cool. This is what I was wondering earlier. How does that work out in one base, one base? If it is one base, one base, it could of course also be an expansion. So it's a Ted Fiend opening with the Crypt Lord. So expansion doesn't seem very likely, but doesn't have to be impossible. Acolyte Scout sees what's up. Oh, got the Acolyte ensnared and killed. It's kind of a big mistake. That shouldn't really happen. Quite a bit of damage on the Crypt Lord already. I would imagine that that should be a prime target for the Blade in this matchup. Attacking the Crypt Lord. Yeah. And he does it right away. Blade has higher movement speed. Slightly. This could be a good game for Boots, actually. For both first heroes. Yeah, this is very unusual to see. One base Crypt Lord against one base Blade Master. Kind of cool. Sacrificial Skull. And more skeletons. I'm gonna try to punish that and snare. Sacrificial Skull used on the little green camp. And now the blade is level 2. One more last hit for the Crypto to get it as well. Big deal. Who gets this one? And the blade gets it. And gets it again. XiaoKai could have done it a little bit better. Oh no, XiaoKai did get the last hit actually. I thought Blade was gonna get it. It's level 2 for him. Finally has Impale. He has a lot of bonus damage on this Crypt Lord, by the way, with +8. Oh wow, he's actually creeping the Merc camp with the Orc right around the corner. That's quite risky. But if it works, it works. I think he's going to come in for the steal, though. Oh! This could be the move to win the game. Oh no! Oh no, he doesn't see it in time! Oh, he's just a little bit too late. And would have been Ruined Bracers for him as well. Oh my god, imagine if he gets that one. Oh, wow. Impale? Did you see him? Pops the speed scroll, wants to take out that Shadow Priest. And we'll get him. Early Torrent Totem to have a Dispel soon against the Crypt Lord. XiaoKai with a DK second. And the tech is going to be a lot later, as it seems. Okay, not by that much, but by a decent amount. Soin's getting a lot of good creeping done. Creeping very aggressively here most of the time. Taking camps away from the undead side is exactly what you want. Big heal potion, though, here also a very good item for Soin. XiaoKai. And finally, level 3. There's absolutely no wall off for the Acolytes, by the way, so the Blade Master could actually do a lot of damage there. And it seems like the Beetle Harass begins. Blade steals the last hit. Completely out of mana, by the way, is the Blade Master. But good creeping on the Shadow Hunter as well. And XiaoKai starting to get into the late game with tier 3 with the Slaughterhouse. Good scouting here again by Soin. This could be a great creep jack for him. Steals another last hit. Soin playing a really good game here. Last Refuge always seems to be working out very well for him. Impale, TP, trying to save the Fiend. Oh, nice block as well. And that does save the Fiend. And the Beetles this time are much easier dealt with thanks to the Walkers. He didn't even have Dispel yet. It was just the magic damage that they have naturally. This game is looking really good for Soin. He must know he's got a pretty good lead going into this late game. And that would usually be the classic moment to go for a tiny Great Hall. XiaoKai completely out of mana. Really needs these statues. first statue out now finally. Just seems like Soin is so much faster with everything this game. Soin crept the other merc camp there. He got both of them. And there is the tiny Great Hall indeed. Shouldn't come as much of a surprise. XiaoKai sees it right away. But can he do anything about it? That's a different question. DK is still not level 2. The Lich is still not out. And the Beetles never really able to achieve much. There's always walkers at home. The peons are safe. Not a single peon, I think, died this game. And XiaoKai is struggling against the creeps over here. Medallion of Courage is very good for the Crypt Lord. Almost losing 2 ghouls, 2 creeps right there. They're just coming in from the main, has the mana potion. This is all gonna rest on the Crypt Lord's shoulders. He's gonna get level 4 here. And he's gonna need to deliver super hard. XiaoKai needs to have the perfect impales if he wants to have a chance. Destroyer form coming. Also something he needs against these walkers. Alright, off we go. Where is the Blade Master? He just got the Orb of Lightning, excuse me. Couple of peons taken out. 1 Impale, 1 Nova invested. Soin, careful with how he engages. Next Impale comes in. Decently placed. Not insane, I would say. Blade Master into the back. We now have the TC in as well. He's a little delayed, but he comes in time, I suppose. Next Impale. That one did big damage. But the Blade Master also taking out the Destroyer. Now Spiritling can take effect again. Oh, and the Lich is dropping really low, really fast. Not much healing left now on the other side. No more statues, no more coils. Seems like Soin should be able to clean this up now. Blade Master level 4 is very strong. But Soin's going to reposition. This could be the window for XiaoKai to kill off the expansion. Maybe. There's the statue in now again. But XiaoKai is pretty much completely out of mana. And the Blade hacking and slaying away. Takes out the Destroyer. Expansion still standing. Ooh, big dispels. Double disenchant. Beetles all gone. One more Destroyer morphed. Oh, big dispel from that one. But there's still a bit of healing left on the Orc side. Blade Master, when he gets to connect, has really high damage. Wand of the Wind. Not too effective. Blade actually out of the fight for now. Shadowhunter needs to heal up his first hero. Heal wave. There it is. Cryptid still completely out of mana. Stomp in the back. Connects well. Blade Master trying to go for the Lich now. Maybe, but there was one coil. One last coil. Oh no, Soin. Might he be losing this game? I think he could just kill the Crypt Lord actually. Why is he not killing the Crypt Lord? There's not much healing for him. Game still looking very good for Soin. Looks definitely like the 1-1 here. XiaoKai repositioning, healing up a little bit, but Soin still at 55 supply, 10 supply lead. The Orc army for Soin, very, very strong. XiaoKai wants to creep a little bit more. Distracting at the expansion a little bit with beetles and ghouls. And creeping up in the north. He gave the item he found to the Lich, so might be claws plus 12. We even have Torrents now for XiaoKai. For Soin, of course. He has fully arrived in the late game. TC level 3 should be acquired pretty soon, and then the hero levels are looking very, very good for Soin. Blade is close level 5 already. Oof. It's gonna be some big crits. Crystal ball for XiaoKai. Not exactly what he was hoping for. And the mana on XiaoKai always super low. But he is back up at 60 supply. XiaoKai could make it to 70. If he's a little patient. But he doesn't want to be patient. He wants to engage into the next fight. Before the expansion pays off too much. Mana potions for XiaoKai would be marvelous. Ah, wait. He's not at 60. He's only at 50. I thought he was at 60. One more camp for XiaoKai in the corner. Sort of asking to get creep jacked over there. Does have a TP to get out, and I think he's gonna have to use it. With a statue also making it out. Alright, XiaoKai now going into upkeep. He's gonna have one more attack. Hero levels for him are 4, 3, 2, which is alright. But Soin on 4, 4, 3 is much better. Again, lots of beetles being summoned. Could send those into the main while the attack is happening at the expansion. But there's a lot of towers coming at the expo. Soin seems ready. Only thing he's missing is a shop. That definitely seems like a mistake, not having a shop there. Lich though completely out of mana. Tower is not quite finished yet, but I think they should finish. Very, very close now. Sacrificial skull. Everything being used. And in we go. First impale hits decently. Blade Master attracts a bit of fire, but will fall back in time. The TC comes in and hits the big stomp. And he's got plenty more of those. Counter impale returned on the other side. Fiends, though, seem to be in the middle of the meat grinder. One heal scroll used there at a good time for XiaoKai as well. Another Wand of the Wind. Crypt Lord up in the air. TC may have to be careful. Impale coming in again. Hits the backline. Lich getting attacked. Lich dropping really low. Invul Potion keeps him alive just barely. Supply-wise, still fairly even. But again, XiaoKai is running out of mana. Shadowhunter level 5. That's going to be a big upgrade for him for the level 3 heal wave. Impale coming in again. That was the last Impale. Blade Master level 5 himself. It's going to be big crits now. And a lot of Orc army still standing. This must be the time where Soin cleans it up, and he does. GG is called, and 1-1. One more map to find out who is gonna make it through. Soin or XiaoKai. On Last Refuge, Soin seems to have a really good idea of what to do. And yeah, the Crypt Lord one base works out pretty well against Farseer, but against Blade Master, not so much. So I think the best thing that XiaoKai could do is play Cryptlord Ghoul opening, and if he's against the Blade Master, expand, and if he's against Farseer, play 1 base. With an Acolyte Scout, that could be doable. Both players here feeling each other out, trying to figure out what the best strategies are. Bit of mind games goes into that as well, of course. What does he think I'm about to do? What would be the smartest move for me to pull off right now? Pressure now definitely on the players, as there's only 1 map left. Prize pool is only going to be starting at top 4, by the way, in this tournament. So you have to get quite deep to get any chunk of the juicy prize money. Ice Orc, Linguagua, and Foggy already were unable to ensure their deep run. They're out of the tournament. XiaoKai is looking to be the first Chinese to make it into the top 8. So far, it's only been Koreans. Focus, Mikhail, and Lawlight. Soin would love to join his countrymen. Before tomorrow, we're going to have no Koreans advancing. Tomorrow is Group B, the group with 3 Chinese and Side from France. And Group D on Friday. But of course, here on Back to Warcraft, we don't only have Yule Cup, we also have many other tournaments and shows that we're going to be doing. You can see it here. These neat little graphics are done by Neo and always posted in our Discord and on our socials. And you can see the next couple of days we have at least 2 shows a day. Yule Cup is kind of my territory. And then Neo tonight is going to be doing the Silver Cup. Tomorrow we're going to have Yule Cup again and Carson doing Theory Craft. And Friday, once more, myself, Yule Cup towards at noon, I guess. And the Skill Cup in the evening. Dust League continues on the weekend in the middle of the night. Ricky and Carson are going to do that one. And then Neo and myself are going to continue early in the morning hours for the ESL Asia Open Qualifier, because the ESL Pro Tour is starting again. Season 2. And our game should be beginning as well. What map do we have now, I wonder? Well, we don't have to wonder for much longer because the game is up. We jump in and see it is Turtle Rock. A map where Crypto expansion is absolutely not reliable. So the safe build to go for would be DK Fiends. And Soin got punished pretty hard earlier when he played Farseer Headhunters. Didn't play it super well, I would say. So it seems like this is going to be the first game where we see straight up standard between the two. Should be Blade against DK, I think. Blade Master against DK. Here we go. That is the classic matchup, which they had been refusing for a little while, but now we see it. Turtle Rock, a big map, tons of creeps, tons of experience and items to be gathered everywhere, which is exactly what both these races want, because they will be going tier 3, they will be playing triple hero, and they will want to have good levels. In the very late game, that tends to favor Orc, because the third hero, TC, scales way better than a Dark Ranger or Pit Lord. Some undeads, like Vortex, sometimes go Crypt Lord third, but that is very, very rare to see. We'll see if he'll do that here. You can be quite creative with the creep route early on, especially if you're Orc. You can go for the claws, you can go for the greens, you can go for the merchants if you want to be a little more ambitious. And so he's going to try to go for the claws. Here on Turtle Rock, it's always the ogre on the left that carries the item. And by on the left, I mean on the left concerning the direction that they are facing. XiaoKai spreading out his skeletons. Doesn't want to give the blade too easy of an item here. Yeah, this map can be really good for creeping for Orc. On tier 2, when the Shadow Hunter comes out, join forces with Shadow and 3 grunts, and they can creep the starting position red camp fairly easily if they are not interfered with. So normally that's something that the undead player will try to look towards. Big last hit right here. XiaoKai has been doing a good job scouting properly, and with the coil has the last hit advantage. Gets the experience, but lost a lot of HP. One more last hit, and the DK would get level 2. Soin knows how important that is, and he invests the Windwalk to get it for himself. HP lost on the DK matters a lot, though. With how low the DK is now, he sort of can't be aggressive on tier 2 against the Shadow Hunter creeping. Unless he wants to buy a heal pot, which is not really what you want to do. Oh, the 4 ghoul creep route again. We saw that before. With the 4 ghouls, you can creep the turtle pretty easily, the gold mine. And XiaoKai is willing to give up his claws camp to the Blade Master. He's distracting him a little bit. He's making him think twice about it a little bit. But he gives this camp away and in favor of getting the own gold mine creep for himself. Good items on the blade. Double circlet and claws, very nice to have. But yeah, the DK got a lot of experience here as well. The ghouls all hurt. Imagine if the Blade Master finds those on the way back. That would be super painful for XiaoKai, but that's pretty unlikely that the blade would be there for no apparent reason. Shadow Hunter comes out, and Soin gets a very valuable camp between the 2 bases. At the Merchant, there is the Watcher Ward, which if you pick it up, you forever have vision there with a ward that cannot be killed, cannot be destroyed, cannot be dispelled. Nothing that can be done against it, which is kind of crazy. And he also gets the Pendant of Energy. Wonderful camp for Soin. XiaoKai with his 4 ghoul build. It's kind of cool that he can creep a camp like that, what we just saw. But he's always stuck then on only 2 fiends for quite some time. That's the downside. Uses another sacrificial skull. Really appreciates that HP regen. Oh, not quite a surround. Soin wants to get the second merchant. I know that feeling from my ladder games. If you get both merchants, if you get both wards, really nice to have that vision. It's not extremely efficient in terms of experience per minute on the Shadow, but having the vision is nice. And level 3 for the Blade Master as well. Good skeleton scouting here always by XiaoKai. Make sure he knows where the opponent is. But XiaoKai feels a little afraid here. He's taking a very small camp where it's very unlikely to get creep jacked. Where Soin is being much more bold. He got the Watchtower wards on the map. He's going for the red camp now after. And that is the advantage of Turtle Rock that Orc has. They can attempt much more valuable camps much more easily. And of course they have Speed Scroll to always get out much more easily. Helm of Valor. Very nice for the blade. And that juicy heal ward, also something that orcs love finding and is only uniquely available here. Kind of a classic orc versus undead game. A little bit of harass in the early stages, but then creeping until tier 3 comes online, and that's normally when the big fights occur. Question is what tech we're going to be seeing. Nowadays in Europe, early Banshees are extremely popular, and fairly early Walkers are also pretty popular by Orc, meaning Walkers before 50 supply. But I think the Asians kind of prefer later Walkers beyond 55. Dark Ranger for third for XiaoKai. TC third for Soin. And still more creeping. 2 Raiders. It's more than we usually see, I think, this early. That's level 3. That's a big level up for XiaoKai. DK should be close to 4 as well. But if I saw it right, XiaoKai doesn't have any Banshee tech in progress. Against a Blade Master who's already level 4 and has a lot of bonus damage. This blade could absolutely run away with this game. And this is the perfect creepjack moment right now for Soin. He's got the ward there. He saw his opponent with the peon. Wants to come in for a creepjack. XiaoKai must realize he's going to have to TP out of this very, very likely. Gets the Medallion of Courage, which is good. He's going to TP out now. Was a little careless with the statue positioning, but doesn't get punished for it. A bit more solo experience for the Torn Chieftain. He's going to get to level 2. And XiaoKai's got plenty of gold. Is he gonna feel bold enough to go for the tiny Great Hall right away at 50 supply? Or does he want to build an army first to creep the rest of the map? Both are viable options. The faster expansion, of course, a little more greedy, a little more dangerous. Dark Ranger level 2. Dark Ranger level 3 is also a big level up. But I think he's still fairly far away from that. Soin, with the aggressive creeping that he's been doing this game, still has lots of good camps on his side of the map. He's got double greens. Those aren't so valuable. But he's also got the red and the Gargantuan still on his side. Soin is going into upkeep. Sees the army, slows him down, forces the bit of coil. But also always excellent skeleton scouting by XiaoKai. Knows exactly where the opponent is. But as I said, without Banshees, that's going to be a hard fight to take. Oh, XiaoKai engages the creep camp. Gets the last hit, gets the rope, TP's out again. Statue this time will be going down. Blade Master with a big crit. takes that one out. And, the map is almost entirely crept now. Still no Temple of the Damned. Instead, we have a sacrificial pit for shades. Seems like now it's time for the tiny. 600 gold. And boom, there we go. If the TC now gets to level 3 as well, that's pretty much the perfect window for someone to expand and then get ready for an attack. That's of course the big late game advantage for Orc. If you have any kind of lead, you can just buy a tiny Great Hall, expand instantly, and then defend your win condition. So normally it's extremely important for Undead to not fall behind. Puts a lot of pressure on Undead. And XiaoKai didn't fall far behind, but he lost out in the creep game a little bit. He lost a statue, he lost a couple of TPs. And that's the slight lead that Soin can use here to pretty comfortably expand. And now XiaoKai is in a really tough spot. He pretty much has to go for an all-in push. And this is his one chance to win the game. Blade Master is double checking, scouting for counter expos. But there's no such attempt. Alright, in we go. This is going to be the big fight. Awkward position for Soin. Loses the first Berserker right away. The shop is going to get cancelled. Needs to remake that right away. Dispel against the Silence. TC Stomp connects, but doesn't stun that much. Scroll the Beast doing tons of damage there. Giving tons of bonus damage, I should say. Next TC Stomp against the Ghouls was pretty good. And the Blade Master is dealing plenty of damage. Curse definitely not applied here. And you can feel it. So much damage coming out from the Orc army. Purge against the Destroyer. And that one is taken out swiftly. Level 4 on the Shadow Hunter now. So in here now in a very good position. He's got the expansion running. This fight has clearly gone his way so far. TC stunned, silence for now, but silence wears off. And the TC gets the next stomp out. A-bomb is getting focused out so quickly. The Blade Master's damage is just immense. Shadow Hunter is sort of low on mana now, but still has a few more heal waves left. Blade Master with a 237 crit. And those might get quite a bit bigger still. The shop still not finished. Positioning on the shop, I think, was definitely too aggressive. Ah, no, it is finished, actually. Excuse me. Shop is finished. It's just getting repaired by peons. Army for XiaoKai starting to melt away. The piercing damage of the Berserkers against the Destroyers very effective. Destroyers taken out one after the next. They also give big experience. That's the TC on level 4 now. Level 2 aura. Buffing up everything that the Orc has. And we have a big supply lead now for Soin. 46 only left for XiaoKai. He's on his last leg. Doesn't have an expansion anywhere. Doesn't have the super strong hero levels. He's losing more units. Blade about to hit level 5. Blade doesn't have invul anymore though. That's the one option for XiaoKai. Hero kill on the Blade out of nowhere. That's his win condition, so Soin has to make sure he prevents that at all costs. As more statues are falling. XiaoKai is kiting back as much as he can, but when he's kiting backwards, it doesn't seem like he's actually able to deal that much damage to the Orc who's chasing him. And stay on the Destroyer. That's level 5. And that is the GG. 2-1 for Soin. And the Korean makes it through out of the group into the top 8.